Let's go and get started. My name is Varun Verma, CEO and co-founder of CERD, and along with me is Aditya Joshi, part of the CERD marketing department. You can go ahead and introduce yourself, Aditya.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Aditya Joshi, and I've been involved with esports kind of on a marketing end. And I love what CERT is doing because they're kind of helping you all coaches with recruitment and also on the player side, helping those players get recruited. I look forward to presenting here today.
Perfect. We're going to be talking a bit more about what we've currently got going on with CERD and our future plans. Just a small disclaimer, we really don't want to take up too much of your time. After this meeting, we're going to be putting all of this information that we're going to be discussing today into an email, and we're also going to be uploading this entire conference to the YouTube afterwards. If you really can't stay, don't feel pressured to. Just some background on this event. You all signed up for CERD, the Collegiate Esports Recruitment Directory, along with around 80 other collegiate esports coaches. We're a free recruitment platform for players who are interested in recruiting for programs, college esports programs that are interested in recruiting prospective high school gamers. Our business and really our mission surrounds around your guys' recruiting success. And in this conference, we're going to be discussing all that CERD is currently doing, and again, our future plans for growth of the collegiate scene. The purpose of this is to gather not only your perspective on what we're doing, but also to answer your questions and most importantly, take your advice on how we can fulfill your needs in the recruiting space. After each point we bring up and walk you through, we'll be taking any advice, questions, and concerns that you may have. After we're done talking about a particular subject, we'll be asking the entire group, all of you people, if you have any questions, and if you're not able or not wanting to speak or share your message publicly, we do have a form that is in the description of this call. And that form allows you to include any questions, comments, or concerns that you have for the team. And after you submit it, we'll reach out to you to follow up. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? In short, we present a topic, we ask for questions, advice, and we have a small discussion around it. And then afterwards, we move on. Any questions? Perfect. So I'll go ahead and kick it off to Aditya, who's going to start by talking a little bit more about our main database service. After he goes through and we give a small tutorial on how to access it, we'll be open to any questions, advice, or concerns. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Cool. Thanks, Varun. If you don't mind just switching the slides up to go to the directory service slide. We currently offer this service right now to all of you. And essentially what it is it's a database of high school and college gamers, and it's available to you at the click of a button. You all have the access to basically academic, gaming, and other types of information of about 300 prospective gamers today. So we think that this really solves the problem of having to go out and individually find that one gamer or those two gamers that you think are really cool. We offer all 294 gamers that have registered on our platform to you in an Excel sheet with all of their information available to you, again, at the click of a button. And we assume that you have all signed up, you have all completed step number one, and that's why you're here. But we know that some of you have not kind of signed into your account and actually explored the powers of this directory service. And even though it might be like the most basic service we offer, we really do think it's really powerful, especially in terms of recruitment. So if you haven't yet gotten access to this directory, essentially what you can do is check in your email and you'll be prompted to kind of create a CERD program account. And once you do that, you'll be able to access that program directory. You can download it. You can sift through it whenever you would like. And that number, 294, is always increasing. So we're always recruiting new players, and you can always look at that Excel sheet and you'll be able to access all of that information. So if you haven't yet been able to access that, feel free to check your email now and create an account, or If it's been lost in your inbox, feel free to send us an email or a direct message, and we'd love to send you that email again because we really think that this service that we have here is really powerful to make the recruitment process a lot easier. So now we can kind of answer any questions you might have, and if permitted, I think Varun will try to show you how you can access this on the website.
Perfect. So before we get into that questions aspect, I'll go ahead and kind of show you all how you can access that part of the website. So after you go to cerdirectory.com, like you can see on my screen right now, if you have created an account, you can then go to the Collegiate portal and click Program Directory. After you sign into your account, you'll be at the Program Directory page, and there you can not only download the Excel file with all of the applicants, you can also go and sort through applicants of several games. Say I want CSGO players for my program. You go to CSGO, and then a directory of CSGO players will join. It is a bit inconvenient to really sift through this sometimes. So if you want, you can always go and download it. We highly recommend that you download the directory so you can really access and sort through all the players, like you mentioned, 300 players that are on the CERD website. So at this point, if anyone has any questions, advice, anything to mention, we are really looking for advice and any questions you may have about this, because we are really hoping that this is a central part of our platform, and that really colleges and programs around around the nation get to utilize this. So the floor is open if anyone has any questions, advice. If you aren't wanting to talk, feel free to put anything you have in the chat. That's a great question. So if you want to access the directory uh on the sort by column here in when it's embedded into the website, that updates automatically. Really, yeah, automatically. But if you don't and you want to download it, we update that manually every week. So every week you can always come back here, download the file, and scout players there. Did that help? Perfect. Does anyone else have anything to add? Sounds good. Well, if that's it, I will go ahead and go back to the presentation, and we will start talking about our second offering called the Student Directory. I'm sure you guys have all seen the Student Directory, and if you haven't, be sure to check it out, cerdirectory.com/student dash directory. But really, this is pretty straightforward and involves college programs signing up on our website and including information about their program for all of CERD's community to view. To take advantage of this feature, you want to first start off by registering for CERD, like most of you have already done. And then once you get an email and are prompted to create an account, head over to the Collegiate portal, go to Features, and then go to Program Information, where you can add information about your page. I'll go ahead and do that right now for you all. Should be able to see my screen. You go to Collegiate portal, click Features, and once you make sure that you are signed in, you go ahead and go to Program Information. There, once you go to Program Information, you are prompted to submit information about your program, really for anyone to see at CERD, our community. After you submit this information, within 1 or 2 days, someone from CERD is going to contact you with a page for you to simply confirm. After you confirm the page, you'll be good to go, and your page will be shown up here with all the other pages. I'll go ahead and show you what really the ideal page looks like. I really enjoy Hendrix College's page. They included a logo, the name of their school, their location, information about their programs, some of their some of their achievements, and then also more things like what they offer and also what games they have available, along with some social media platforms. This really allows the player to not only read about your platform and really all that you have over at your program, but then also apply to your program and contact you through social media or by email if you want to have that available. We really think that this is a great way for any program to get information about their college out to our really our network of players. And again, it is entirely free for any program who's wanted to do so. Just a little insight: the CERD website and this page in particular gets around 1,500 unique visitors every month. So that's 1,500 people that scroll around the website, and out of that 1,500 number, several go to the student directory page and read about programs. And from the programs who have put their information on this platform, they have gotten connected to several students who are interested in their program, and we've seen a lot of success stories that we're really proud about. Well, really, our incentive behind this was rooted from when we first started CERD. We realized that although people could sign up and get their information in front of college coaches, players had no clue of what college coaches call which colleges rather have programs available, and also really what the collegiate esports scene was. And these pages fix that, allowing players to connect and learn more about what schools offer, uh, and without rigorous research. And that's the main thing. Players won't have to research about a college, see if they have a program, and then find some way to contact you. Rather, it's a one-stop shop which has everything available. So we highly recommend that any program kind of puts information onto one of these pages and gets their own page set up. Yeah, so that's all I have for this. If anyone has any questions, advice, or concerns, feel free to unmute yourself, talk away, or put something in chat. Really look forward to hearing what you guys have to say.
Perfect. If there's not any questions, I'd just like to reiterate that if anything comes up as far as feedback, advice, or even questions in the future, feel free to drop those in the Google Forms that we sent out with the invite. Right, right now, what we're kind of doing here is that we really want to work with you all and try to get what we try to make sure that you all get the best out of CERD. Sorry for breaking up there. I'm just trying to read the chat. Absolutely. So, Varun, do you want to tell them
Yeah,
how to edit it?
for sure. So if you are wanting to edit any of the pages, you can go and edit your page through the form itself, and then send us a reminder, and we'll go ahead and do that for you because the form does allow you to edit it. But if not, feel free to DM us. That's probably the easiest way to get that done. One thing I noticed is that student directory and program directory are kind of mixed up. That was intentional. The student directory is for students and the program directory is for programs. That was our thought process behind it. It's not necessarily who's uh, who's accessible under that title. Um, yeah. Does that make sense? So the student directory is for students who want to research colleges, and the program directory is for programs who want to research players. I understand how that can be misleading.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yes, I'll let you go ahead and detail.
Perfect. So yeah, just kind of what I was saying there was that we're trying to work for you. So if you have any features or things you think are hard, as far as the recruitment process goes, we're here for you, and we'd love to add those features onto CERD. So feel free to type those into the Google send you with the invite. Now moving on to the third kind of aspect of what we're doing is the player recommendations. So if Varun, you'd like to go to the player recommendation slide, essentially what this is we essentially give you recommendations for players based off of kind of the skill levels and games played at your program. So this is a really easy way for you to get involved with CERD. You don't have to do any of the research yourself. You don't have to sift through the database by yourself if you wouldn't like to. Every quarter, we would send you a list of people that kind of we think would be a great fit for your program. So to kind of get involved with this would be you'd again have to complete the collegiate registration form, which I believe you all have done, and then you would have to create a CERD program account. And then by going to features, managing your preferences, and completing the form, you will automatically be put on our list to receive that email based on kind of the games played at your college, and then also the preferred skill level. So, kind of if you would like to get involved with CERD, but don't think you would have enough time to search the database every day or every week or every month or even every quarter, this kind of player recommendations feature allows you to get all of these recommendations right to your inbox without even having to do anything. You just have to complete a form at a one-time basis. So if you have any questions here, I'd love to answer them because I do think that this is a great kind of aspect of our database.
I would like to add just one thing. If you have already received one of these in the before, then you won't have to go through the whole managing your preferences. You won't have to go through that form again. We have made this form so we get a better idea of what each college needs. But initially, when CERD first founded, this was available, and this was really expected of all programs to receive. So if you have already been getting these, you won't have to do anything else to continue getting them. But if you have not been getting these, to get one, just go ahead and follow the process. If anyone has any questions, advice, anything like that, feel free to put it in the chat or yeah, let me know. Great question. The next player recommendation is scheduled to go at the end of this quarter, which is in 2 days. But we do start compiling these at really close to the end of the quarter. So it should be in your inbox before the 7th of June. Sounds good. Well, if that's it for questions, advice, and then again, if you have anything about something we previously mentioned, feel free to just put it in the chat, and we'll be sure to get to it. But next up is our scouting tournaments that many of you may have heard about. Scouting tournaments are really new for CERD, and in a way, at least we think of it as revolutionary for recruiting in the collegiate esports space. But essentially, we host large events for high schoolers. It's free for them and you guys who are interested in the collegiate esports scene. And we allow college coaches like you all to watch. Currently, we're only hosting these tournaments in Fortnite, but this is expanding as more college coaches and more players decide to get involved. And really, to get involved with this tournament, go to the events tab and see if we have anything going on. Right now, we do not, but if we do, you'll be prompted to contact either myself or another member of the CERD team to reserve your spot in the event. You'll also get an email whenever we host a tournament like this, so feel free to be checking your email, and if something like this comes up, then you'll be able to get involved. We at CERD have always really been into events like these, and we feel like hosting an opportunity for players to compete and show off their skills is a lot more valuable than just words in a database. And that inspires us to host these interactive events completely free for both players and colleges. With that, does anyone have any questions, advice, or concerns in this or any other matter? Sports titles, that's a very good question. We have not really considered going to sports titles for these tournaments, and it really does depend on our backing for these tournaments from our players. but that is something that we will definitely look into. And really consider not only how many people, but also how many colleges are really looking for that. Thank you. Really appreciate the advice. Anyone else have any questions, advice? Let me go ahead and make a note of that, actually. It's a really good point. Perfect. So if that's it for scouting tournaments. Oh, sorry, missed a question. What games might be next up to expand? Currently, we're looking at League of Legends, Overwatch, and Rocket League for expansion, and that is primarily because most of our collegiate coaches play those three games more than any other, and we're really looking to host events based on your recommendations. So those are the three games that we're looking for in terms of hosting events, but obviously there are some restrictions in terms of licensing and getting players to the events. But yeah, those three are really the ones we're looking forward to running. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and move on now to our fifth and final current offering, which is our Discord server. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have already gotten a chance to join the Discord server. And in my opinion, that is the best way for college coaches to get involved with CERD. We have over 1,000 high school gamers who have joined our Discord server. And we have several recruitment chats available for colleges who are interested in not only recruiting, but also interacting with players through this Discord server. Not only can colleges publish information about their chats and have channels for questions and recruitment available, but we also have a one-on-one really interaction system built in our channels that allow players to interact again on a one-on-one basis with college coaches and discuss questions in recruitment. To get involved, it's extremely straightforward and definitely free, just like everything else we've talked about earlier. Just join the CERD Discord server, like you see on the screen. Contact me to hit up me to get your roles up, and then feel free to introduce yourself in the general chat and submit some information about your program for our whole Discord network to see. We've implemented this with a purpose to increase really your connectivity on CERD between the collegiate scene and high schoolers, who really rarely get to interact with one another unless they contact each other. Yeah. So just a synopsis: anyone can join the Discord server if you're a coach, to interact with players, to recruit, answer any questions that people have, and really just connect with players. Does anyone have any questions, advice, or concerns on this? Feel free to unmute yourself and let me know. That's a great question. College tournaments are definitely something that we're looking into, not only by ourselves, but also we're looking to partner with some tournament hosts to really get these going. And I have to ask now, if we were to host a tournament for college, what games would you guys recommend we end up hosting these games in? Any preferences? Rainbow Six, perfect. Yeah, League of Rainbow. Well, that's really surprising. Rainbow Six Siege. Definitely something we're looking forward to, and we have a huge player base in Rainbow Six. League of Rainbows. Yeah. Wow. Rainbow Six Siege is something I'm definitely going to consider a lot more. From my understanding, there really wasn't too much of a scene in Rainbow Six, but yeah, I know you, Raven. You have so many players and so many different games. But yeah, I was not thinking that Rainbow Six Siege had such a large player base in the collegiate scene. But that's something I'll look into because we have a huge player base in the high school scene. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'll get back to you, and we'll hopefully get something like that up. Is Rainbow Six also something that you guys? You mentioned a lot of other games too, everyone, but is Rainbow Six also something you're interested in scouting players for? Do you think that hosting like a high school scouting event in Rainbow Six would be useful? Perfect. That's great. Nice. Yeah, something I don't know. Rainbow Six has always been I feel like it's been kind of taboo in the collegiate scene, especially because all that the gunning aspect of it. But if coaches are interested, that's sick. We'll get that started for sure. Uh, yeah, definitely. For sure. So, we're now going to talk about some of our future plans for CERD, and this is where I really hope that a lot of you guys get involved and really just get us some advice because we're hoping to shape all of our future ambitions off of what college coaches need, what college coaches prefer, and we really want to fill a need in the collegiate space. So, really looking forward to talking to you all more about our future plans. And our first idea for this is to host overseas scouting tournaments. Don't see a lot of these, especially for esports, but we've got lots and lots of requests from international high school students who are wanting to come to the United States to compete in collegiate esports. And due to some regulations and the need for lots and lots of accommodations, we don't have a platform specifically for international players. But regardless, we have reached out to some overseas sporting companies who want to promote collegiate esports to families internationally as an opportunity to come to the United States to compete in a college esports team and really go to college. Um, Although we would charge international gamers to compete in front of coaches like you all, it would be entirely free for you all. And these events would likely include some sort of program fair, as you see on the screen, along with the event broadcast databases of the entered players and access to individual clips. I might have been a little bit on the program fair, but essentially that would just include programs coming together and talking to players, and then players being able to choose which programs to talk to and contact players, contact programs, and have like a one-on-one call with them. And these events, in my mind, would primarily be with the individuals in Asia. That's really where a lot of our traction is coming from. But I'm wondering from you guys, would this be something you are interested in attending? An overseas scouting tournament, all virtually, where you get to scout international players, see what they play like, get information about what languages they speak, and really just be able to scout and have a big event with them. Perfect. That's great to know. Definitely. And of course, this would be free for any program who's interested in scouting, and we'd have lots of great things available. Yeah, I'm really loving that you guys are down with that. Perfect. So I'll kick it off to Aditya. If no one has anything else to add, we'll talk about our second future plan.
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. I'm loving the kind of discussions that we're having here and kind of gauging y'all's interest in the programs that we have right now and then also the programs we want to offer in the future. So, this next thing is the college scouting tournaments. We plan to offer you all this because we really think that although these high school scouting tournaments that we host are really great, your personal programs don't kind of get the credit that they deserve. And we think that these college scouting tournaments do exactly that. So essentially, what we would do is we would host a program specific high school scouting tournament. On our end, what we would do is we would organize the tournament. We would attract all of our players that we have, not only on in our directory, but also on our social media platforms and our Discord to kind of play and learn more about your college. And then we would also promote it to our network. Along with the tournament, what you all would be getting is kind of like a meet and greet. So not only would you able to be scouting these players, but you can also talk to them about the tournament, about your program, and kind of about the things that you offer that are specific to your college that might be different from the rest of the college esports scene, and just kind of teaching these kids who don't know much about the scene how to apply, how to get recruited, etc. So again, we really think that this is something we want to offer to kind of get your specific programs more attention in the future, and we would love to kind of see what your interest is. As far as next steps go, if you're interested in hosting one of these college scouting tournaments, we'd love if you could send us a direct message or hit us up on our email, and we can kind of figure out the specifics there as far as games played and other things like that. So we can go on from the direct message or email. So if you have any questions here or advice on what you would like to see on our end, like what we would offer, we'd love to hear that. You can either unmute yourself or text it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll just add one thing real quick. Really, this would look like a tournament for your brand, for your program, and it would really be a way to attract players to your program. So, an example of what one of these tournaments would sound like was maybe for Navarro College, it would be the Navarro College High School Scouting Tournament, which we would take full action in hosting and promoting to high school players. So, you would have a full event based out of your brand that would really attract players to your brand and allow you and really all of your players too to come in, scout players, and hopefully fill up your program. Perfect. So, oh yeah, definitely. We could have some like your alma mater go on in the background. Like it would be it would be a great broadcast. I'd look forward to hosting that for a lot of your guys' programs. And if you are interested in hosting one of these with us, feel free to send us a direct message, and we'll work with you to make sure that we really get a premier event out in your name, and obviously up to our high standards. Perfect. So the last thing we're going to be discussing before we kind of go to a general discussion, questions, advice, things like that, is our recruitment promotions. And this was brought to us by the magnificent Mr. White, Coach White, who had the idea for us. And we're really looking to expand it to all of our programs now. But at the beginning of our journey at CERD, we may have thought that this would be out of our mission statement, hosting, not hosting, but rather having a sort of paid advertisement for college coaches. But we're starting to realize now that we're not going to be able to promote hundreds of colleges at an individual level to our players. So we're thinking of taking a more exclusive paid approach to like promoting in particular. Although our directory service, student directory, and scouting tournaments, along with our Discord server, of course, are and will always remain to be free, we want to open up some paid advertisements to any program who wants to reach out to high schoolers and really get their name throughout our community of, as you can see, thousands of high schoolers. To remain exclusive and personal, we're only going to be promoting a maximum of one college program a month, just so that all the bright lights go onto that one program every month. And although we haven't created this feature yet, it's something that we're looking into. And if you want your name on the list for when we create this type of program, send us an email and let us know, and we can get that done. As you can see on the screen right now, we have our statistics up in terms of not only our following but also our unique monthly visitor count. And really, every month, your promotion would be getting out to essentially all of the players on that list, all of those high schoolers, through whether it be an email, constant RTs, several dedicated posts on our social media for you every month, and even pop-up messages, which will pop up for everyone who enters the site about your program in particular. We want to make that happen for programs and on an individual level. So if that's something you're interested, feel free to let me know. And if you have any questions or advice, please put them in the chat, or feel free to shoot them at me. Perfect. Yeah. So if that's it, that's all we have. Do we have a price range? Yes, of course. And how we're gonna approach it, we're gonna have different tiers available for advertising. So if you want to advertise on social media, it'll be one price. Email will be another, and website will be another. I'm gonna be really straightforward to you all when it comes to the prices that we were thinking. But of course, this can be negotiated. So for website, with our 1,500 unique monthly visitors, we were thinking it would be $100 for a month, and that would be to get a pop up out to those 1,500 unique monthly viewers. For Discord, it would be $45 a month, and that is solely because that is our largest platform. We would get at everyone announcements out to our network of over 1,100 high schoolers who are in our Discord, and then we would have a page dedicated solely for your program, which you could post in. For email, we have a little over 330 contacts, 370 contacts, with 330 of those being high schoolers, and we would get quarterly emails out for your program, which are personalized, of course, to your program. So you would really be able to get the name out of your program out to our people, and that would be $50 for one email out to those 300 people. For Instagram, it is a little bit pricey. It is $45 a month for to promote yourself on our Instagram, and we will instantly repost on our story anything that you post on your main page. We will get 2 dedicated posts about your program to our entire audience in that 1 month, and then we'll also have an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, on our Instagram story for you for you as a coach, or you can choose a player, in which anyone can ask you things, and you can respond on our account. Same will go for Twitter, but we do have less followers, so we're keeping that at $25 a month. Once we do release the pricing structure, we'll have it available for everyone. But before then, it is really just word of mouth. That was a long response. I hope that helped.
Hey, I'd just like to hop in here real fast. I'd just like to say thank you for all of you all that stayed throughout the meeting. We're really excited about what we can do in the future, and with the pandemic kind of exposing the, the kind of shortcomings of actual real sports, we really see a future in college esports and getting lots of funding and kind of growing you all's programs, sorry. And we love to kind of be that guide to help you with recruitment and also kind of getting your name out there. So again, thank you for attending this meeting, and we'll stick around if you have any questions for us, etc. And please feel free to fill out that advice form with any advice, feedback, or questions you might have.
Definitely. And if you are kind of questioning how to get involved with any of the current things that we do offer at CERD, whether it be getting a page up for free on the student directory, signing up for those emails, feel free to stick around, send us an email. But we highly recommend that as many of you coaches as possible really get involved with all that we have to offer, because we know that recruiting can be hard, and we're really hoping to build tools around that need and to solve it. Um, yeah, Aditya said it really well. Thank you all for joining. If anyone has any questions, advice, feel free to let me know. Definitely, I'll talk to you guys later. One last thing, you should receive an email tomorrow with information, really just what we covered today. And this video with the entire event will also be up on YouTube if you want to reference it later. Perfect. Well, hopping off. Talk to you all later.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend.